D, wait for it, light bulb.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my weekend review where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Also, in the description down below, you can find the 3 articles that I read to bring you this story, and you can read them for yourself. Before we get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube recently did a reconfiguring of their algorithm, and it really only supports big corporations and everything, and not us independent small YouTubers like myself. So I just want to ask that you please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos, and I thank you in advance. So why don't we just dive right into these 3 stories. So for my first one, and it's a sad one, but I saved the sad one for first one, and that is that Joel Schumacher, director of Batman movies, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, and many other famous films like The Last Boys Falling Down, St. Elmo's Fire, and A Time to Kill, is dead at the age of 80. Variety reported that Schumacher died on Monday in New York City after a year-long battle with cancer. Now, while his Batman films will keep him alive in infamy for as long as the character is around, Joel Schumacher was also notable as one of Hollywood's most openly gay directors, who increasingly recognized for adding LGBTQ plus themes into otherwise traditional Hollywood genre fare. He was a one-of-a-kind visionary, whether you love or hate his vision, and will surely be missed. Now, Joel Schumacher was born in 1939 in New York City to the interesting mix of a Swedish-Jewish mother and a Baptist father from Tennessee. A love of fashion led Schumacher to New York City's Parsons, the New York School of Design, and then Fashion Institute of Technology. Along that path, he discovered that filmmaking was a better expression of his creative talents and subsequently moved to Los Angeles. Now, Schumacher got his first work doing costume design on the 1970s adaptation of Arthur, Joan Didion's play, and As It Lays, followed by Woody Allen's Sleeper in 1973. Now, after that, he got his first directing gig on the TV movie Virginia Hill in 1974, and started making a name for himself as both a director and a writer, penning both the cult hit 70s film Car Wash and the screen adaptation of William F. Brown's Wizard of Oz, reimagining The Wiz in 1978. Now we're just going to flash forward to the 90s, where Schumacher graduated to bigger budget genre films, scoring cult hits with movies like Flatliners, Falling Down, and the John Grisham adaptation The Client and A Time to Kill. Now, even his 1999 Nick Cage film 8mm became a cult hit due to its disturbing narrative about an investigation into the worlds of snuff films. But what definitely changed the course of Joel Schumacher's career was the making of his 2 Batman films, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, in 1995 and 1997. Now, the first Schumacher Bat film was controversial for its tonal departure from the Tim Burton film, but pulled a lot of bank with $336.6 million. Now, Batman and Robin pulled in less money, $200 million, and all but killed the franchise with its campy approach to the superhero. Now, he later on said, "After Batman and Robin, I was scum. I was like I had murdered a baby. Time, of course, changes everything, and as stated, Schumacher's work as a visionary, and particularly an LGBTQ filmmaker ahead of his time, has now become much more celebrated." So all that said, even though people don't like his Batman films a lot, especially Batman and Robin, it's really sad to see him go. So while Joel Schumacher may have faced a lot of criticism in life, his legacy will live on long past his death. And it is sad to see someone pass away, and especially from cancer. It's super sad. And even though, again, I didn't like Batman and Robin, I kind of like Batman Forever. It's just an okay movie, but even though I didn't like Batman and Robin, I still am sad that he passed away, and it is super sad. That's my first story of the day. So for my second story of the day, the movie, comics, and TV news cycle keeps getting better for DC fans lately. First, DC fans won their war in getting Zack Snyder's Justice League released on HBO Max in 2021. Then Warner Brothers announced an exciting DC fandom event for August. Now, news of an upcoming film will have the biggest DC comic fans quite excited. Michael Keaton is going to play Batman in the Flashpoint movie. Keaton is in talks to play Bruce Wayne in the film, but the deal has not yet been completed to bring him into the film just yet. As of recording this video, that could change by today. Now, the Flashpoint film will star Ezra Miller as the Flash and pick up on his DCEU ties, which began in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and continued in Justice League. Now, the Flashpoint movie will seemingly tie the DCE cinematic multiverse together, including Batman and Batman Returns star Keaton reprising his role as the Cape Crusader. Now, Keaton last suited up as the DC Comics hero in 1992. He is still in early talks for the part, but it will see him portray Bruce Wayne in a story which pulls the multiverse together, something DC's live-action properties first dipped its toes into with the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, which saw Ezra Miller's Barry Allen meeting Grant Gustin's version of the character from the Flash TV series. Now, Keaton has seen an impressive resurgence in his career. Ironically, after starring in Birdman, he has appeared in Spider-Man films as the Vulture, and then he will later on reprise that role in Morbius, which comes out in theaters in 2021. There is no word on what this could mean for other actors which might have portrayed the version of Batman in Flashpoint. Jeffrey Dean Morgan portrayed Thomas Wayne in the Batman v Superman and the character who becomes Batman in the Flashpoint comics story arc. Now, Ben Affleck is the actor who portrayed Bruce Wayne with Miller's Barry Allen in previous films. Whether or not either will reprise their respective roles in the current movie is unknown, and the Flash movie is currently set to be released on June 2nd in 2022. Now, I have to say, as far as this one goes, it's kind of weird. I think they're just doing this, bringing Michael Keaton in as Bruce Wayne and Batman in the DCEU is because they want to do a Batman Beyond movie. And for me, I just go, just do a Batman Beyond movie. You don't need to do all this hullabaloo just to do a Batman Beyond movie. Make a Batman Beyond movie and set it in the Burtonverse. That's fine. I mean, I'm not upset about this, them bringing Michael Keaton into the DCEU, but I just go, why? I mean, there's really no point, in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm not mad about it. I'll watch it. Of course I'll watch it. It's going to be exciting to see. So that is my second story of the day. And so for my third story of the day, about 2 weeks ago, which I reported, which I'll leave a link here, Warner Media attempted to be quietly removing the Civil War drama Gone with the Wind from their HBO Max streaming service. But its absence was quickly noticed and resulted in an eruption of censorship claims. Now, this was not the case, however, and Warner Brothers have been transparent since then of their intention to bring the title back to HBO Max, but with the right framework around the film so viewers have the proper context for what they're watching. Warner Media Entertainment President of Business, Operations, and Productions, Sandra Dewey, confirmed the film will return soon. She said, as the current debates about putting up, taking down, and contextualizing Gone with the Wind make clear, it is a film that continues to expose deep fissures in our interpretations of American history, film history, and the relationship between the two. The film has loyal fans, and it has vocal critics who critique its version of the Southern history with the same language Black activists used when they picketed the film 80 years ago. But as I saw a jam-packed panel discussion on the complicated legacy of Gone with the Wind at the 2019 TCM Classic Film Festival, there are people who love the film and others who love to hate it, and still others who are nonetheless curious about how other folks respond to it. Now, personally, I don't like Gone with the Wind. I never have. I've only seen it twice in my entire life. I didn't like it the first time. I didn't like it the second time. The second time I just watched it because my wife wanted to. But I personally just think it's not that great of a movie. However, it's a movie that's out there. I'm sorry, you just can't erase something just because you don't like it. You can talk about it. You can, like she said, you can hate on it all you want. I do. I certainly do. Every time, the both times I watched it, I made fun of the fact that the black people, the slaves in that movie are just like, oh, you go get them Yankees, master, and everything. And I'm all like, this is weird and everything. So it's just, that's how it is and everything. From what I understand, they will be putting up a disclaimer before the movie. And I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people don't like that. Me personally, I just go, hey, they're just trying to, cover their butts. They want people to pay for their subscription service, and that goes for everybody. So I understand what they're doing, but I understand how some people get upset. So those are my 3 stories of the day. Why don't you guys go ahead and tell me how you feel about them? How do you guys feel about Joel Schumacher dying? I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like him, but at the same time, a human being lost their lives and everything. And I am sad to see him. He did make a lot of good movies, though. We have to admit that. I mean, Falling Down is such a good movie. I love that movie. How do you feel about Michael Keaton's Batman joining the DCEU? Are you like me and you think it's kind of weird, but at the same time good? I'm very curious to see how they handle that whole situation. And then how do you feel about Gone with the Wind returning to HBO Max? And then how did you feel about it getting taken away and all that good stuff? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below because it feeds the algorithm and helps me out a lot. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next Sunday on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye. Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.